good morning. My name, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm April Nyman, Superstar Director of the A-Team. I am in your upline somewhere. I'm like your great-great-grandma, maybe your great-great-great-grandma, depending how far down some of you guys are. And I'm hoping my navigation is going to work, even though I'm live. I am actually headed to Dayton right now, so if I'm not looking right at you, it's because I'm looking at the road. I know it makes some people nervous, but I promise I can multitask and 2 hands, eyes on the road. I'm actually headed to meet up with Jennifer Anderson. Some of you guys might have heard of her or know her. We meet monthly for business and life accountability, and it's great. It's just what I need every month to feed my soul. So, I talked to Rachel, your star director, and she has been telling me about all the exciting things that you guys have going on this month, which is amazing. End of month is such an exciting time, and she wanted to know if I could hop on here and share my story with you guys about a huge end of month push that we've done. And then also just
police
some
reported
tips.
ahead.
Sorry, you might hear my my navigation. There's police reported ahead. But just share some tips for rallying and pushing at the end of the month. I mean, end of month, whether you are brand new with Scentsy or you've been around a while, it doesn't take long to figure out. End of month is when all the magic happens. It's addicting, it's exhilarating, and it really is magic, you guys. But I can tell you what the magic is. Magic is belief. Whatever you believe, truly deep down inside believe can happen. And I'm talking about huge, amazing, crazy jumps and numbers, crazy feats that you just think that could never happen, can happen. But the people that happens for are the people who really believe, and who go all in and who give it everything that they have and don't leave anything on the table. And that really is what separates people who go far and do well in this business and people who just fall short and give up. Does that mean that every single time you're pushing for a goal it's going to happen? Absolutely not. That's just not how life works. But if you don't leave every single thing on the table that you have when you're really pushing for a goal, then you'll never know. And you'll never be one of those people who get to feel how good that feels after you've worked so hard to achieve it. I did write some things down because otherwise I will just randomly talk at you guys. So why are we pushing for end of month? Trip points. You guys know all this stuff, right? Trip points. Like who am I going to see in Bermuda? Who am I going to see in Amsterdam? Who wants to earn SFR next year? Now's the time for that. This is going to be one of our biggest months. Last month was one of our biggest months. This month will be one of our biggest months, and then we follow that right up with November. And depending on how the numbers fall, this could be our biggest month of the entire year, you guys. Big paychecks. This paycheck and then our paycheck for November are our last 2 paychecks before Christmas. You guys, if you sell an extra $500 between now and the end of the month, that's a guaranteed base of an extra $125 paycheck. That can buy a lot of Christmas presents. A lot of Christmas presents. Add that on to whatever you've already done this month. Rallying at the end of the month creates that magic. It creates a cohesiveness amongst your team. It creates people who watch numbers and push for goals. It creates a momentum and a magic that's tangible that will last your team throughout seasons and seasons of Scentsy. 7 years ago, my team was pushing for director. And just to give you an idea of what that looks like, and now across our entire group, so we're over 2,000 people in our group, in our big group. So just 7 years ago, I was a team of like 36, 37, and we were pushing for director. The very next month, one of my frontline was pushing for director, and I actually promoted out my very first director the next month in November. So 7 years ago on October 30th, my team hit director for the very first time. Now fast forward 7 years, and we probably have at least 10 or 15 teams that are pushing for director. That's not counting teams that are pushing for star director or superstar director, you guys. That's huge. This creates a momentum when you guys work together and you push together and you cheer each other on, and people who on teams who aren't even pushing for a big promotion push to sell an extra 6-pack or 2 to help the team, to help push everybody. It takes all those little tiny promotions throughout teams, throughout groups, that push everybody. Like when they say that we rise together, we literally rise together. Every bar of wax, every scent circle, every buddy, every warmer, every text, every phone call, every Facebook post, every shout out, all that creates this synergy amongst teams within our group, across Cincy. That's the end of month magic. But the end of month magic comes from those people, your leaders, who are feeding that belief into you. They believe in you because they know it can happen. They know the things that you're capable of because they've seen it and they've done it themselves. They're not asking you to do anything that they haven't done themselves and seen other people do and hit huge, crazy goals in a short period of time. But you have to believe, and you have to be willing to go all in and put it to action. Okay, so I will tell you real quick my story about how we pushed with my mom's team. So my mom was my 4th frontline director. So that means, for those of you guys who are a little bit newer, her promotion pushed my team to superstar director. So we went into, and it was in October. Was it October? Yeah, it was September, October. It was October. We went into the month. I think she had a team of about 30, maybe less. We went into the month saying, okay, if we're gonna do this, this is probably gonna be our best time. And she was working to earn a trip, so she really needed the promotion points to push her there. And we went into the month going, all right, if we're gonna push, this is gonna be the month, let's plan it. She loaded her calendar with events. My mom doesn't normally do like really heavy on PRV, but we went into the month planning. I told her, you need to be responsible. Like, you have to pull your weight. You have to lead the way. You have to go all in. You have to do everything you can to get your PRV as high as you can. So she loaded her calendar down with events. I mean, and my mom works full time. She works like 80 hours or more a week, you guys. Loaded her calendar with events. Started working within our team. Started watching to see who was, all the smaller promotions within her team. Her team didn't even really realize that she was pushing for director, right? So she started coaching them all, checking in with anybody that was close to certifying, anybody that was close to lead. Maybe they just needed one active team member or $300 extra in PRV, making sure that everybody knew what they needed to hit their promotions, because as a whole, all those smaller promotions raised the whole team. Then towards the middle of the month, she started, and me, started letting everybody know, hey, you guys are on the verge of a director promotion, like as a team. Everybody rallied, everybody got excited, everybody started cheering each other on. I'm getting goosebumps literally talking about it right now. It was just magical. Everybody was so excited for each other, small promotions, big promotions, all the promotions. It didn't matter. Everybody was just genuinely happy and excited for each other. Even the people who weren't pushing for promotions, they were on board. They were like, how can I help? But then things started happening that weren't so great. And it was really easy. It would have been really easy for her to give up. Some of her events that we thought were going to bring $500 in PRV or $200 in PRV, as we were like kind of calculating early in the month, she sold nothing, or she sold 2 bars. One event got rained out. So things started happening that were outside of our control. And I said, that's okay. You just keep pushing. Start reaching out for basket parties. You know, what else is in your control? What else can you do when things don't go right? And it was around the 13th, 14th of the month, and I was looking at her numbers, and she was at like 12 or 1300 group wholesale. You guys, that's not good. Like I said, I've been doing this for a while. I was, had been with Scentsy for about 7 years at this point. Had been through promoting out a lot of director teams. I know what it looks like, and it doesn't look like $1,300 in group wholesale on the 13th. We were really far off target. And she said, April. And this is my mama, you guys. Like, I'm a little bit lying to my mama when she asked me, April, we're only at 1,300. Like, are we still on track? Do you think we're still going to hit it? You know what I told her? Absolutely. You absolutely are. Because I knew if I gave her any room for doubt to creep in, I knew that would be like all she needed to just kind of sit back and be like, okay, then it's just not going to happen. This isn't our month. We'll try again next month. You guys, but there was already that magic in the air. So y'all, I lied to my mama. I lied to her because in the back of my head, I was going, holy cow, that's a lot of group wholesale to make up. But I believed even when I didn't want to believe, even when that voice inside my head, and I'm getting goosebumps again, like head to toe, all down my legs. I told myself, I told that voice in my head to shut up and sit down. This was going to happen because I was going to believe no matter what, and I was going to pour that belief into my mama, pour that belief into her team. They all believed, and that we all knew no matter what happened at the end of the day, and this is what I told her, Mom, no matter what, at the end of the day, if you leave it all out there, if you put every single thing that you got out there on the table, even if it doesn't happen, you will know that there was nothing else that you could do. That you put it all out there. And that you can be happy with. That's not a failure. Failure is when you start to get close and something bad happens and you get off track and you say, well, it's not happening. That's failure. That's giving up. Giving up is failing. Giving it everything you've got, no matter what the end result is not failure. That is winning. That is rising above. That is setting the tone. That is creating momentum. That is creating a culture that will seep deep down into your teams for generations to come, because I've seen it. Like I said, 7 years ago, we were pushing for director. And now here we are with all these teams pushing for director. So, what happened after that? You guys, the numbers just started coming from nowhere. People were closing $500 parties, closing $1,000 parties, adding $50 here, $200 here, and all the promotions started rolling in. People were certifying. People were hitting lead. We had star promotions. And then the next thing you know, they were at $10,000 in group wholesale, and my mama's team promoted to director, not on the last day of the month. Not on the last day of the month. They hit director on October 30th. Somebody's honking. They hit director on October 30th with a full day left to spare and ended up at 11,500 group wholesale. Y'all, that is what, $2,000 extra than what they needed? This small team who come from behind, who we could have easily counted out midway through the month. That is hustle, you guys. That is magic. And the magic comes from belief that it can happen, and then getting to work and doing the work that's uncomfortable, and doing the work that maybe you've never done before, reaching out to people that it might be uncomfortable, it might be hard, it might be scary, doing those things knowing that you're leaving it all on the table. Let's see. So I wrote down, if you want to have things you've never had, you have to do things you've never done.
In 4.4 miles, turn right to I-70 East Dayton.
I'm seeing where I needed to turn. are comfortable reaching out to your customers and following up. Some of you guys are comfortable shouting your goals from the rooftop and letting people know what you have going on. Some of you guys are newer and or maybe a little bit more uncomfortable with some of that stuff. Get uncomfortable. Leave it all on the table. There's nothing, when you're pushing for a big goal, small goal, any goal, if it's important to you, leave it all on the table and don't care what anybody thinks. Because anybody that has anything negative to say, they don't matter and they can go on about their way. I did write down some practical ideas. For me, it's all about the heart, you guys. When you have the belief and you have the heart, you can figure out how to do it. Y'all know how to sell Scentsy. You know how to sell Scentsy? You ask people. You share. Right? It's as simple as that. Do not overthink it. Ask people and share. That's it. But I did write down some ideas. I did pull the Superstar Director page and said, hey, you guys, what are your last minute ideas for people who are trying to drum up some PRV to hit these promotions? Just because I don't know it all and I don't have all the answers, and sharing with other people and asking other people for ideas, that's where magic happens too, right? Because we are all better together. One of the girls who commented a big list, her name's Stephanie Tuttle, and she had some funny things to share. She had a huge big push to earn the 99th spot to Africa a couple years ago. So this is what she did, some of the things that she did to get there, right? To earn that last minute PRV. And I'll tell you some of the funny things. And this is like, you know, extra funny. Let's have fun. Let's rally and make it fun for our customers too. But some of the first ideas, have an open house. You guys don't have to have 2 weeks notice for an open house. You can have an open house anytime. Open house, work with what you got. If you have stock on hand, if you don't, you can collect orders, bake cookies, make soup, make it fun, invite everybody you know, then tell them to invite everybody they know, right? Make it big, and you have to believe. Don't go into it saying, well, I guess I'd do an open house, but nobody will probably come. You just expect 100 people are going to show up, okay? When you believe it, everybody else around you will believe it. Follow up. Follow up. Follow up. Reach out. Follow up with people you've never sold Scentsy to before. Follow up means reach out, talk to people, ask people, share with people. When we had this flash sale this past few days, I didn't have a lot going on. You know what I did? I sat down and I sent out hundreds of text messages. If you were in my phone and you weren't a Scentsy consultant, you got a text message from me. I sent hundreds of Facebook messages. If you weren't on my team and I didn't know 100% sure that you're not a Scentsy consultant or that you are a Scentsy consultant, you got a Facebook message from me about the sale, okay? But who doesn't want to know about an 80% off sale? So I sent hundreds of Facebook messages, hundreds of text messages. Did you get honked up by a bus? Hundreds of Facebook messages, hundreds of text messages, reached out to everybody in any way that I could, right? Talked to people about it, and I got over, I think, $1,300 in orders. I've had bigger sales, and I've had a lot smaller sales. But I know that I let everybody I know about the sale. So if they didn't know about it, it's because they didn't check their Facebook message, they didn't check Facebook, they didn't check their text messages. So follow up. Reach out to people you've never reached out to before. That's okay. It's scary, but it's okay. If they don't want what you're selling, that's okay. They can say no thank you. They can say nothing. But if you don't reach out, you'll never know. And I can tell you, even I've been doing this
half a mile. Turn right to I-70 East, Dayton.
Okay, half a mile, I-70 East to Dayton. I can tell you because I've been doing this for so long, there's still people who I've never reached out to about Scentsy. Not many, but there are still some. And when I sit down and I do massive action like that, and I reach out to people who I've somehow talked myself out of reaching out to before, I'm still surprised. 8 years later, I'm still surprised that a lot of the messages that I get back saying, oh yeah, can you send me a reminder
I-70 East, Dayton.
for the sale, are people who I would have never have thought would be interested. They're the people I thought would ignore me. So don't judge for people. Ask everybody. Everybody loves Scentsy. Everybody has gifts they buy. Even if they don't like Scentsy, they might need it to buy for somebody else. Sorry, it's like bumpy on the road. So everybody, now's the time. When you're rallying, you're pushing, and you're looking for that extra big, now is the time that you reach out to everybody that you know. Well, let me get past this semi.
Continue straight for 20 minutes to exit 32 to
right.
US 40
Exit 32.
Vandalia, Dayton International Airport.
Any stock on hand, make a list and send it to customers with a personal special. So if you've got stock on hand, make a list of what you've got. This is not something that you can blast as a personal special, or like say, list it out on your VIP page, but you can private message it to people and then come up with a creative personal special that you have. If you've got things you're selling at a discount, but when you sell personal stock on hand, then you need to go on before the end of the month and then reorder with whatever you sell. Lots of lives. You guys, people like to see your face. People like to see your face. They like to see Scentsy products in person. Maybe you walk around your house and show people how many Scentsy warmers you have. Show them how to change their wax. Sit with your kids and sniff the fall testers. If you get a Scentsy order in, unbox it live on Facebook. Go live a lot. Talk about your goals. If you have a goal, put it out there to Facebook. Say, hey, guess what, you guys? If you've never done a live before, hey, this is me. These are my kids. We have a huge goal. We are rallying. We want you to rally with us. Get your friends and family to cheer you on. They will watch. They will watch for updates. They will cheer you on. Ask them to share. So go live. Get creative. Have fun with it. Laugh and have fun. It will let other people laugh and have fun with you, even if it's scary, right? I still get scared. I get nervous before I go live and talk to you guys, but I do it anyway, right? Because I do know that I have something from my past 8 years with Scentsy to share and to offer value. You have value to offer. Share it. Go live. Have fun. Smile. Laugh. Dance to fun music. Let your kids show off their buddies. Just get creative with it and go live a lot between now and the end of the month. Like I said, tell them what your goal is and let them cheer you on, and people will rally for you. Let's see. Ask people to do an online flash party or text party. Those are quick ways, right? When you're messaging people, when you're following up with all these people, think about what ways are most comfortable for you, because you're not going to be able to do all these things. But maybe you could ask people to do a text party. And that's something that your leaders can hop on the page or hop in the comments here and share the details to. What a flash party is, like online. So it's just like a quick online party, right? It's not going to be one that you do for 2 weeks. It's going to be like, hey, can you do a flash online party for me on Facebook? I'll go live, show some products, share some things, and we're going to close it out by the end of the month. Work with your hostesses. Anybody that's willing to do a text party, an online Facebook party, gather up orders at work. Even if they don't gather up $200 in orders, let them know that you will give them something for their efforts, for the $50 in orders they get, the $100 in orders they get. Reach out to these people, and I totally lost my train of thought. But these are the quick ways to get PRV. When you find the people that are willing to help you, you need to, I know what I was thinking about. You need to host coach them. You need to tell them that the more that they work with their people and their friends and ask them and share the link, not just invite 1,000 people to an online Facebook party, but actually message these people and invite them, the better results that you'll have. Let's see, mystery bags. Rachel's the queen of mystery bags, so if she hasn't shared that already, which Rachel, I'm guessing that you already probably have, mystery bags is an amazing, fun way for people to order and have fun, and then you get PRV. So you collect up all the orders first, you collect up all the payment, then you order the product for the mystery bags. The 10 bar special, that's always everybody's go-to. Same thing, I'm guessing that Rachel or one of your leaders has already shared the 10 bar special to try this month. If they haven't, then if somebody could share the breakdown for that in the comments here, or if you have it on your page already, for them to reference. Okay, I've got 2 more things. This went way longer. See what happens when you guys get me on. I got 2 more things. I'm going to post a challenge once I get to the coffee house and sit down for you guys. It's the Cinderella Challenge, okay? And I'll list out all the details. And anybody who completes the challenge, and the great thing about these challenges, it's not a failure if you don't complete the entire challenge. It's a failure if you don't try. And you don't have to do this challenge if you're already working on another challenge and you're all in with that, then give it everything you got. Don't try to do 15 different ideas. Pick a few and go all in with those ideas. But I'm going to post a challenge, and anybody who completes the challenge, let your leader know, your director or your star director, let them know, and they're going to let me know, and then I'm going to send out some fun mail to anybody who completes the Cinderella Challenge. So details to that coming. I will do that in a separate post. And make sure you tag all your people who are pushing, tag all the people in your teams. And like I said, you don't have to be pushing for your own personal promotion. If you're part of a team that is rallying, you need to rally, because guess what? You're going to be pushing for a personal promotion one day, and guess what you want? You want them to all rally with you, right? You want them to sell an extra 6-pack. You want them to share and to reach out and to create that momentum and to cheer everybody on. So you guys are all your biggest cheerleaders, right? So the last funny thing that I'll tell you about, and this was from Stephanie Tuttle, the girl I told you about, that the end of month push for earning Africa was crazy. You guys, I saw some of my friends that did thousands of dollars in PRV in less than 24 hours. Thousands of dollars in PRV in less than 24 hours. Because they got creative and they did big, scary things. So this is something that Stephanie did, and it's a lot out of the box, but it was for fun, and it was to create that fun factor, and it was to get people intrigued and get her customers watching, because she was doing crazy stuff. And she said, go live and do silly things. And this is what she did. She went live and she stuffed her face with marshmallows, right? Like the marshmallow challenge. She was doing this because it was getting viewers, right? So then all of her other posts, the algorithms would boost those up. She played the speak out game, saying Scentsy Sense. So the speak out game, you know, where you put that thing in your mouth, and then she would say Scentsy Sense, and then people would have to guess them. She cracked an egg on her head. Maybe it would be funnier if you let your kids crack egg on your head, or you crack an egg on your husband's head, or something like that. Peanut butter and jelly facial. I cannot even imagine. I don't think I'm going to be rubbing peanut butter on my face, but she was all in. She went live and rubbed peanut butter and jelly all over her face. She sang Enrique Iglesias songs in the shower with her clothes on a Facebook Live, okay? She had team members on her team that dumped ice water on their head, followed by a bucket of flour. I'm like, what? So, I mean, they were all in. But doing funny stuff like that, and I'm not saying you guys have to go like tar and feather each other or anything crazy, but I'm just saying, like, that's an example of being all in, and she had fun with it. And she knew she wasn't leaving anything on the table. It created a fun, funny, like, people were hopping on to watch, because she was showing that she was all in and she wasn't going to take no for an answer. And it earned her the 99th spot to go to Africa. So basically it comes down to the magic. If you're ready to make magic happen, then you have to believe. The magic is the belief. The belief that it's going to happen, and then the drive to do whatever you need to do to make it happen. As a person, as an individual, but then together as a team. Now's the time to lock arms and not take no for an answer, to support each other, to work together, to cheer each other on. And I'm all types of excited, you guys. I mean, I'm in your corner. I've got goosebumps from head to toe. Big things are happening. End of month is my favorite time ever. It doesn't matter if it's in November or March or July. There's always magic happening at the end of the month. You'll forever hear about end of month magic, and it's always there. So go big or go home. Let's see how big November's going to be. I'm cheering you guys on. You guys have an amazing team of leaders that are cheering you guys on, and want nothing but good things for you. Full of ideas. They're full of inspiration. They're steering you in the right direction. They have your best interests at heart, and they are teaching you things right now that 7 years from now on your Scentsy journey, you're going to be like, these leaders taught me all these things that I'm teaching my team, and you're going to watch it go deep down, generations down into your team. And it just creates an amazing synergy. If you guys have...
Watch out, vehicle stopped on shoulder ahead.
There's a vehicle stopped on the shoulder ahead. There's no way for me to put into words the magic that has happened within our entire group. We are growing at one of the fastest rates of any group across Scentsy wide, and it's mind-blowing, mind-boggling, and it's not just one team, it's every team within our group. So when I say that the things that your leaders are teaching you are going to go on for generations to come, I know it because I see it. I see it happening in our entire group, and I wish I could put into words how it's happening, but I can tell you that we are one of the strongest groups across Scentsy, and it's because of the amazing leaders that you guys have leading your teams. So trust in them, listen to what they're telling you. They're steering you in the right direction. We love you guys, and I can't wait to get updates and on all the promotions happening. I'm cheering you guys on, and as soon as I get stopped in Dayton, I'll post that challenge. And I think that's all I got. Have a, what is today? Friday? Happy Friday. I can't wait to see everybody out hustling this weekend and making big, big things happen. All right. Bye, guys. I feel like I should have dressed up in a Halloween costume or something just for fun, right? All right. Bye, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I hope some of this was helpful for y'all. All right. See ya.